Okay, so, sorry. My name is Sammy Barajas, and my topic is women are not getting equal pay, and my main claim is women fail to receive equal pay for equal work. So my first point is a wage gap between women and men still exists. Women are paid on average 70 cents for every $1 earned by men, which is about 79% of what men get paid for. And what's even worse is women of color have a wider gap. In comparison to a white man or a white non-Hispanic man's dollar, African American women only earn 64 cents and Latinas just get 55 cents. The wage gap is a result of a variety of forms of sex discrimination in the workplace, including discrimination in hiring, promotion and pay, sexual harassment, occupational segregation, bias against, and other ways in which women workers and women's work are undervalued. It took just 44 years for the wage gap just to close 18 cents. If the trend continues, women won't earn equal pay until 2059, which is 41 years from now. So basically, over a woman's working life, a woman will earn $1 million less than a man simply because she is a woman. My second point is wage gap affects women college graduates just after 1 year of graduating. Men and women generally graduate from institutions and similar type of intellectual activity. However, the difference in earnings based on the institution type and selectivity do little to explain the pay gap. So women are paid on average 82% of the male counterpart's wages, obviously after they graduated from 1 year. The pay gap exists within nearly every category, institution, and level of selectivity. Earnings 1 year after graduation vary by the institution type and selectivity, with graduates of very selective private universities typically have higher earnings. College degrees don't guarantee an equal increase in earnings compared with male graduates from the same college, which is kind of crazy because I feel like if you do the same major and like you go to the same college and stuff, it obviously varies if you do a different major, like when you get paid after work, but I feel like it should be equal because it doesn't matter what kind of gender you are. And among public and private college graduates, women earn between 81% and 86%. 86%. Public universities earn 86% of what their male peers earn, and private earned 75%. Obviously, like I said, college majors lead to different earnings. So graduates who earn degrees in female-dominated majors tend to get jobs that pay less than the jobs held by graduates who earn degrees in male-dominated majors. For example, the average of full-time employed female social science major earned just 66% of what the average full-time employed female engineering or engineering technology major earned. So no matter which type of institution a woman graduates from or however selective it is, 1 year later, chances are good that she's earning less than a man with whom she has graduated with. And my third point is lower earnings make it harder for women who have to take care of families. Although enforcement of Equal Pay Act and Civil Rights Law, other progress including access to reproductive health care, have helped narrow the wage gap over time. Addressing the significant pay disparities that remain is critical for women and families. So in 2015, if 42% of mothers were sole or primary family breadwinners, which means a person who earns the money to support the family, while 2.24% of mothers were co-breeders, meaning families are increasingly relying on mothers' earnings, which is obviously the stereotypical world is like, oh, the man makes the most money, but in reality, families count more on towards like the mother's earnings. Depending on the state a mother lives in, the wage gap varies, but mothers experience wage gap in every single state in America. Mothers are paid just 71 cents for every dollar paid to fathers. For example, Delaware, which is the smallest wage gap, mothers are paid 83 cents for every dollar paid to fathers, which translates to a loss of $10,000 annually. And Utah and Louisiana is the largest wage gap, which mothers are paid 58 cents for every dollar paid to fathers. So Utah loses about $25,000 annually, and Louisiana loses about $24,000 annually. And the wage gap between mothers and fathers is even larger. So mothers working full-time year-round outside the home pay just 71 cents for every dollar paid to fathers, a gap that translates to the loss of $16,000 annually. So I have an example that recently happened, like last year. If you guys know the media news station E! News, they have a male co-host and a female co-host. And so she quits. She's 42 years old and she's a single mother of 2. So basically she quit because she asked for a raise after finding out that she was underpaid. And it's crazy because that just happened last year, and I feel like now, even more now, that women are becoming stronger and well known and doing like all the stuff they can to get equal pay and equal like rights. Is crazy that this happened because just because a male coach got paid more, which is, they do the exact same thing in job, and they didn't say how much she was getting paid, but he was getting paid double. But yeah, so basically concluding everything is that it's 2018 and the wage gap between women and men still exists.